Today we're going to be looking at NS9, which is adding and subtracting of integers. So before we get started, we need to make sure that we understand the rules. All right, so first thing, looking at our adding integers over here on the left-hand side, we have two choices. If they are the same sign, which means they are both positive or they are both negative, you're going to add them and keep the common sign. For example, if you have -3 plus -5, they are the same sign, so you're going to add 3 and 5 and get 8, and you keep that common sign that's negative. Then on the next one, we have a 3 plus 5. They are both positive, so we're going to add them, get 8, and keep the positive. Now, if they are different signs, what you're going to do with different signs is you are going to subtract and take the sign of the larger absolute value. So, for instance, here we have a 3, which is positive, plus a -5. So you're going to subtract 3 and 5 and get 2, and you take the sign of the larger absolute value, which in this case would be -5 because it is 5 spaces from 0 rather than 3 spaces. So that gives us -2. The next thing we have is -3 plus 5. So the 3 is negative this time and the 5 is positive. You're still going to subtract and get 2, but this time you're going to take a positive because the 5 is still farther from 0 than the -3. So the answer here is going to be a positive. Then we have subtracting of integers, which we're going to get to in a second. But you basically do keep, change, change. So we're going to keep the first one, which would be -3, change the subtraction to an addition, and change the -5 to a +5. Then you go back and you follow these same rules. Well, now they're different signs. So we're going to subtract and take the sign of the larger absolute value. So let's take a look at a few of these. All right, so here we have a 5 plus 3. So we basically know how to do this from elementary school. If you're at 5 on the number line and you add 3, you're going to go to the right 3 spaces, which puts us at +8. Then we have -2 and -4. So remember, if they are the same sign, which they are in this case, you're going to add and keep the sign. So 2 and 4 make 6, and you're going to keep that negative. Now on a number line, you would start at 0, go to the left 2, which is -2. Then it says add -4. Even though it says to add, you are still going left because it says -4. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. That puts us at -6. All right, last one. I accidentally went ahead and clicked that. It says -1 plus -6. So if you're at 0, you go left 1, and then you add -6. Again, even though it says to add, you're still going -6. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Puts us at -7. Or you can use the rule where they're the same. So you add 6 and 1 and get 7 and keep the negative sign. All right, so this time we're going to look at different signs. All right, so if they are different signs, what you're going to do is you're going to subtract and take the sign of the larger absolute value. So here, they are different. We have a +2 and a -6. So if I subtracted 2 and 6, it's going to give me 4. And take the sign of the larger absolute value. -6 is 6 spaces from 0, where 2 is only 2 spaces from 0. So 6 is farther away. So that's going to give us -4. We're going to take the sign of that -6. On a number line, we would go right 2. And then it says add -6. So we're going to go left 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That puts us at -4. Next one, different signs. We have a -3 and a +9. So you're going to subtract 3 and 9. Then you get 6 and take the sign of the large absolute value, which in this case would be 9 because it's farther from 0. So we get a +6. All right, so then we have 9, I started stuttering there, 9 plus -8. They are different signs, so you subtract 9 and 8 and get 1. And you keep the sign of the larger absolute value, which in this case is 9 because it's 9 spaces from 0 instead of 8. All right, our last section is going to be subtracting of integers. All right, so when I subtract them, what I do is I keep, change, change. So I'm going to keep the 2, change the subtraction to addition, and change the -4 to a +4. So basically it looks like that. So you're looking at 2 plus 4. Well, 2 plus 4 is going to give us 6, so 6 is our answer. The next one, we're going to keep the -3, just like we did, change the subtraction to a addition, and change the +6 to a -6. All right, so there we have -3 plus -6. Well, then we go back to our rules here, because once we keep change, you go all the way back over, and you have to look, are they the same or they're different? They're the same, so you add and keep the sign. So it's going to give us -9. All right, last one. We're going to keep the 5, change the subtraction to addition, and change the negative to a positive. So basically here, you're going to be doing the same sign, and you're saying 5 plus 2, which is 7. So just a reminder, make sure that you are using these rules. Every teacher has these in their room. Follow them and go step by step.